Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And, as we, of course, start a new year, the threats of malware, but particularly ransomware, are still extremely high. And but there is some really interesting news, and I think it's good news in terms of how things are happening. It seems that for the last 3 quarters, so we could say that it's much of 2023, the dollar amount of ransoms paid has been going down, and the number of ransomware attacks that are done, the majority, or big majority, are not being paid. So how can we understand what's happening? It would seem that, first of all, ransomware is in the news all the time, and enterprise is starting to take measures to make sure they don't have to pay ransom. Ransomware, what it does is it encrypts most of the files that users have, and some of the most important files. And what happens if you don't have a backup? Well, those files, they actually are lost if you don't pay the ransom and get that encryption key to get your stuff back. Now, the best way to avoid this is to have always great backups of everything, so that when a ransomware will hit, it will also be something that is easy to recover because you have your files somewhere else. The majority of those that have to pay, well, unfortunately, and especially in enterprise and some of the public services, is that there's no backups, which means you have to pay to get the files back. So there's better preparedness, one, so that is good. Better backups and making sure that you don't have to pay the bad guys. Better preparedness possibly on the part of employees, knowing how to make sure that you distinguish ransomware or malware when it is there and not infecting, the company's computers. The other thing also is that there is more and more of a lack of trust between, whoever got ransomware and encrypted files and the hackers that actually are the groups, the bad guys, basically. Most companies do not trust the bad guys. So by not trusting the bad guys, they don't want to go and send money to something that they're not sure is, are you going to get your files back or not? So now this might look good, and it is, because having less and less people pay means there's going to be less interest in the bad guys and the hackers in creating ransomware out there. But still, as of January 2024, it's important to understand that ransomware is still one of the biggest scams with malware that's going on. And you got to be careful, because clicking on files that you shouldn't click on, doing things you shouldn't do, puts you at risk for ransomware. But let's hope that for 2024, things continue in the right direction, and that the dollar amount paid and the amount of people and enterprise paying for ransomware continues to go down. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.